All right, how we doing today, man?
Doing well, sir. How about yourself?
Doing well. I'm doing well. Um, just having a pretty good day here. So you sent me over your food logs with their notes, and I appreciate you getting back to kind of filling out the official ones here, as we move into this new year. It looks, however, on those like you got a little shaky with your workouts and then kind of fell off of them. You have gotten back to it, it looks like, a couple these last day or two. But does that all sound accurate to you, first of all?
Yep.
Okay. Can I ask what happened there, man?
Yeah, I think just falling off of my schedules and routines and then trying to get back into them. I've found it really difficult to it was difficult to step back into all of that at once, if that makes sense. Like I've been able to really focus on my night routine. I'm getting better with it every night. Really been able to focus on getting up and, moving, taking a shower, whatever I need to do. But yeah, it's been really hard to get into that. Like, okay, I need to get up and go work out and, go outside and all of that on top of everything else. So yeah, I think it's just kind of trying to take things slow and not get overwhelmed.
Okay. I mean, I think that's a great strategy. And that seems like it's been working then? Because as I said, the last day or two, you seem to have gotten back to it. So, much like last time, it's good to see you're even getting even more quick, if you will, at implementing strategies to recover after a slip. That's great. That's always good.
No doubt.
So I also saw you started to record how much water you're consuming, which is awesome. One times two. I would like, though, if you're gonna do that, if you could record it in ounces. There's actually a little spot down there for it. Now I understand you might use like glass of water or something, right? Your typical glass of water, if it's the kind we grew up with, you could hold it up or whatever. What do you use for a container typically to drink your water?
I'd probably say 12. It's about the size of a coffee cup,
All
but
right.
it's a little bigger.
So yeah, without it's a little bigger though. Okay, so yeah, maybe 10, 12 ounces per thing you drink.
Mm,
And just write that down each
okay.
time instead of times one times two, because times one times two, I don't know what the container is.
Yep. All right.
Um, and I'm also curious how your breath work and body scan usage have been going. Has that been going well?
Fairly well. I haven't done any body scans lately. But I have another visualization I've been doing pretty consistently, and I have been doing the breath work a lot. I've been working on the box breathing, a mix of just doing the breathing and then trying to increase my lung capacity, going to the max of what I can hold, and then the functional breathing I've been doing a lot.
Okay, nice. And has that been at night, in the morning, throughout the day? How have you been working those in?
A little bit of everything. Specifically at night, I do the visualization and some type of breathing. And then in the morning, I try and do them again. Not always so consistent with the visualization, but I have been getting the breathing in every day. And then I have been trying to mix it in throughout the day, actually. Like yesterday, I took an hour kind of right in the middle of my day and just sat and did some meditating, breathing. So, yeah, just kind of trying to add it in more and then see what works best. And it does work really well in the morning and at night. I know that it did kind of disorient me a little bit yesterday, but I think that's maybe just because of the time thing. I wasn't really expecting to sit here for an hour, but that's just how it worked out when I opened my eyes. So
Nice. I would encourage you not to worry if, going off of what you said last time or the time before that, you're fine with 10 counts and stuff right now. I wouldn't worry about lung capacity. Just work on ingraining the skill. You don't need to forever be chasing more. At some point, your lungs are going to be at their max. You don't need that right now. Right now, you need to work on just ingraining the habit So I would work on just basic box breathing, go up to a 6 or 8 count if you want. And also make sure you're doing proper slow counts. You're not rushing through them. You're not, in some kind of competition with yourself. That is kind of voiding some of the benefits here if you're always trying to better yourself in that sense of competition.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely noticed that because after we talked and I actually focused on a slow, consistent count, it was very difficult to get a full round of 10. And so I did have to drop it back down a little bit just to be comfortable and keep the form, you know what I mean? And not be struggling for breath.
Honestly, that is extending it so much that you're kind of losing some of the point, to be honest, which is the rhythm of it, which is the getting into the breath. Because when you're trying to push yourself that hard, you're losing a part, at least, of the calming factor, even if that part is just that mental calm of you're just settling into the breath here. You're trying to calm. You're not trying to do anything except for calm and regulate your nervous system.
Of course. It's something I started a while ago. I've been doing the breathing since I got out of rehab pretty much. And yeah, I do. I find it very calming to like go for as long a period as I can, like slow as possible, breath in and out, slow as possible, breath in, hold.
So here's a suggestion for you, man. If it's about that, I would say work on basing your rhythm on just keeping those 4 parts even as slowly as possible,
Mm,
and that be it. Honestly, I'm just concerned about that because it carries with it the implication of like gotta better myself, and that is kind of opposite the point of what meditation and breath work like this is for.
mm,
It's one of the reasons why when we did the guided functional breathing,
mm,
I didn't tell you to go based off of a count. I said you try and use your heartbeat because
mm.
that keeps it natural, you know?
Right.
So maybe that's the way to do it. Try and keep your breathing even as slow as you can, but based on heartbeats. How
Mm,
many heartbeats can you keep every part while at the same time keeping every part even?
right.
That therefore the implication, just to break it down in a different way for you, is you're only going to be able to go as far as the weakest part of your breath,
Mm.
but you're going to do it all as slowly as possible.
No doubt. Yeah, I didn't really think of it in that context with my wording that I had a better mindset because it wasn't really my goal or intention.
And
More
it didn't,
just,
just to be clear, it didn't come off that it was your intention.
mm,
It didn't. I didn't mean to imply that. It just, there's that, it's more of, it sounds like it's an underlying kind of mindset within the go longer, go longer. I got to go longer. It's got to be as long as possible. It's got to, in its own way, it's the most. I got to get the most. I got to do the most. I got to further more, 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 more.
right.
Like, no,
No,
you're
yeah,
trying to settle.
yeah, I definitely appreciate you putting it in that context because yeah, that mindset was definitely there of more and better and improvement, and I didn't even really realize it until you pointed that out. So yeah, no doubt.
And is again, I think having that practice and spending as long as you can on it, great, because it's such a calming thing. That's fantastic. Spend an hour on it. Just try and tweak that little bit of mindset is all I'm saying. Nothing wrong with spending as much time as you want on it.
No doubt.
So, all of that having been said, this is not just about some kind of scientific formula you follow. These box breathing exercises, again, just in case you've forgotten, were started before clocks were a thing.
Mm,
So a count was counting, you know, there was no way of counting it exactly the right rhythm every time. It was more about setting that kind of hypnotic rhythm in your own head and with your own breathing to get you in synchronicity with yourself, right? So that's the main point, and building trust with yourself to do that is an underlying point of not watching a clock and doing it based off that count, doing it off of your count, a real living person count. So, that all being said, I think this has been a great session, but is there any final questions you'd like to ask or any concerns you haven't brought up you would like to?
No, I don't believe so.
All right, man. Then I think I'm going to say goodbye for today.